It's such a foolish thing to do because he'd already won.
Yeah.
I know that Dylan was talking shit and he was angry, but...
Well, he actually didn't say anything because I heard a few people saying that. Now, I was standing beside Dylan.
If you wanted to do a rematch, and if the UFC did grant a rematch, then this is obviously dependent upon how the Nevada State Athletic Commission handles the legal ramifications of him jumping out of the cage, attacking Dylan Dennis, the subsequent brawl, the chaos that ensued, visas. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of legal shit in this fight that could hold things up. I mean, they held both guys' purses, correct?
Well, they held Khabib's. Conor got his.
Yeah, okay. Conor got his purse paid. so he gets his purse. And Khabib, I mean, who the fuck knows what's going to happen with him? You know, and...
I hope they're lenient on him. And not just so we can get a rematch. I mean, I love watching him fight for a start.
Yeah.
And I can stretch myself to understand his reaction.
Yeah.
I can stretch myself to I can't stretch myself to understand the other guys' reactions and what they did.
Yes.
For Khabib, he jumped over the cage and he jumps on. It's not the end of the world.
Who was the guy that jumped in that was wearing red who punched Conor?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's his boxing coach, but I'm guessing.
He's a fighter. He fights for the UFC.
In the red, was that not an old? He wasn't older. No.
We actually work with him.
Oh, okay.
You work with
him?
him?
There you go.
Yeah.
Who is he?
I don't know his name. Yeah, I think it's either Islam or Rustam. Yeah, it was either Islam or Rustam. Yeah.
I don't think it was either one of those guys.
Like I know Islam.
It's a different guy.
He was, he hit Dylan. Yeah. And a guy in a suit that I heard is his Russian manager. He hit Dylan.
Either way,
but actually in the cage when your man went in and hit him from behind. I can't understand that. Like I said, for Khabib, I didn't think it was, It's almost
such a foolish thing to do because he'd already won.
Yeah.
I know that Dylan was talking shit and he was angry, but
he actually didn't say anything because I heard a few people saying that. Now, I was standing beside Dylan. I didn't see what he did, but I could hear. So he didn't say anything. Now, when I watched back, I seen he kind of beckoned them on.
Yeah.
Just stupid end of fight stuff, but I didn't think it justified that level of response. Now, maybe there was something else in the lead up,
Probably.
Dylan is a bit of a troll online.
Yeah.
So there's probably a bit of a build-up of other stuff. But, like I said, it wasn't that big a deal to me what Khabib did.
Yeah.
It just really wasn't.
Well, there's two ways of looking at it in terms of, like, the trash talking. And one way is that, man, does that sell a fight? I mean, it sells a fight. I mean, Conor's one of the best ever at it, if not the best ever at it, talking shit to opponents, getting them riled up. I mean, it is the reason why Jose Aldo lost his composure and came charging face first at Conor. I mean, you got to think emotions played a big part of that. It ramps up your stress. It ramps up the fighter's anxiety, anticipation, and it ramps up the pressure on them to win. And this emotion that they're fighting with fucks up their judgment. It just does, and it's a major tool that Conor uses. But on the other hand, people say, well, I like it when fighters are respectful. And this is one of the things that Khabib's saying. This sport should be about respect. You shouldn't be talking about someone's family. Shouldn't be talking about someone's religion. You shouldn't be talking about someone's country. But, on the other hand, that's one of the reasons why Conor's so fucking huge. It's not just his results. It's all the other things that come along with it. It's the excitement that he generates, the shit talking, the who the fuck is that guy? Like that kind of shit, that's a big part of who he is. It's a part of who he is as this cultural icon. I mean, it's one of the reasons why people love him. I mean, they don't just love his ability inside the octagon, which is quite substantial. They love the swagger. They love when he comes in with rubber arms and struts around the cage. They love all that shit. They love all that shit, but it's like, when is too far? And that is the question. When is too far?
Yeah. Conor's a real divider. Some people will love it and some people will hate it. I'm not really that interested in people's opinions on things. I'm just interested in what is. And what is, that sells fights.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's the highest paid guy. So if that is what is, and that's just natural for him to do as well. It's not an act. It's not... when he's sparring, like him and Artem are the best of friends, and every single spar they shit talk each other. Oh, you're shit today. You're not on form today, and people listen to that and like, oh, they hate each other, and then it's big smiles at the end of it. It's just part of the game for him. It's part. He enjoys it. It's a bit of fun. This one was darker, as Dana said. It definitely was, but it's just part of who he is. I don't really involve myself in it. I try to stay outside of that and just focus on the task in hand.
Does it ever get cringy for you? Because you are a very respectful guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely not my personality. It's absolutely not my personality. But again, I don't find my own opinions on things very interesting. I'm only interested in what is, there's a fact that he does this and it's got him the results he has. Okay, well, I guess that's what he does. It's not how I am.
Right. I mean, you look at the two biggest names in combat sports, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, and they both do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
my favorite fighter back in the day was Fedor. And there was a man that barely said anything, and the purists, if you want to say, loved him. But he was also fighting mostly in Japan, and it's a different vibe.
Culture.
It's a different culture than here.
Yeah.
You could be that guy, and I almost have the two extremes. I've Gunnar Nelson, who you never hear a blip out of.
Yes.
And then I have Conor, who's the other end of the scale. And you can only be true to yourself. But I look at their followings and their sponsorship deals and their fight purses and stuff, and it's obvious which one is doing better. If we can agree on the object of prize fighting is to make money, and that's it. The object of martial arts, I think, is very different. But the object of prize fighting, and don't ever lose sight of that. As soon as I hear a fighter saying it's for some other reason, I'll try to make him retire as quick as possible because he's not being smart. You're taking damage for money, and keep that in mind no matter what your choices are.